selected.
Initiating drone connection.
Everyone, as always, my name's Lewis.
My name's Amaro. There we go. I'm Daniel, and of course, it's Vaporware again. And we're here to talk about the...
No, it's Vaporware. Again! Again! Anyway, so we're here to talk about E3 and Sony's presentation. Suck it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a great, series of games that are coming out.
Yeah,
I think.
I think that Sony had a pretty good press conference. I think they had a lot of cool stuff to show.
What was your favorite?
Personally, just because this is a kind of a cult following, but Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter was my favorite in the show, and it was the opener, which was a huge surprise. When the game was showed, when the press conference started, I thought that they were going to open with something like Uncharted, but something as kind of, I guess you can say, underground for the Western audiences as Monster Hunter really got me excited, because it's one of those. It's definitely one of those series that doesn't get
as much love
as it deserves.
I can tell you why.
Well,
why?
It's been handheld for the longest time. I remember playing the first one on the PS2.
Yeah.
The PS3, I forget.
It was PS2.
And mind you, the game, it felt really constricting because the camera angle was stuck facing up the whole time.
Yeah.
But ever since it went to handheld, it got better, of course.
Yes.
But it just went handheld, and all the people that actually liked it went with that. Mm-hmm. And that's why everyone's been giving it a blind eye. Mm-hmm. That's why I kind of like now that it's going to be on PS4 and it's going to be on an actual console, kind of how Nintendo's need to be doing with Pokemon, which they are doing now, thankfully. Mm-hmm. But in this case, it's kind of cool they're actually bringing it to a major console. None of this, hoity-toity, let's put it on the Switch or the Wii U. No, PS4, cool graphics, top of the line.
Yeah.
Well, what I like about Monster Hunter on the handhelds is the fact that you
can take it anywhere.
Yeah, you can take it anywhere. Mm-hmm. You can bring it over
the bathroom.
To the bathroom.
That's the limit I go to.
But it's also like a social thing. You can go to a bunch of you can go meet up with a bunch of friends
in the public bathroom.
Not limited to the public bathroom.
I don't play in that.
Yeah. I don't know where you're playing your Monster Hunter games, but
that's where I hunt my monsters.
But a bunch. Okay, no.
Anyway.
Hey, go on.
So, anyways, I think the reason why it's getting a lot of love and the reason why this looks like a really beautiful game, looking on right here, but not only is it coming out on PS4, but it's coming out on the Xbox and PC. So I think they had to make they have to make a really badass game for it to be supported on those.
Yeah, well,
be successful on those three platforms.
To be honest, I think part of the reason why Monster Hunter was always so underground was just because of its difficulty curve, and just I don't know.
How so? I mean, keep in mind, I never played the Monster Hunter.
Well, sure. I mean, from what I see looking in, from what I've seen, it's more of a case of you gotta really learn how to fight a monster. It's almost like every single monster you fight is a boss fight in a way.
It is.
Oh, that's cool.
So you have to learn to any fight, get its weak point first, weaken there, cut it up there, and then move on to another part of the body, blah blah. Mm-hmm. So you gotta really disable the monster before you do your monster hunting.
Yeah, business. it's a very multi-layered sort of a game, and I think that's the appeal with with a lot of the fans, and I think that's kind of what hinders it as well, because these days you play a game and the weak points are just kind of given to you. You're like, oh, hit here, this is the weak point.
Yeah, it pretty much holds your hand.
There's a glowing red spot, you know. But in a game like Monster Hunter, you just it gives you this monster. You figure out what its weaknesses are. You figure out what parts you can chop off to make it weaker. There's a lot of prep time.
It kind of reminds me of the games of the 90s where you had to figure everything out yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if you go to an arcade game, you have to figure.
But unfortunately, when you get impatient, there's always Google there to help you out.
Yeah.
That's the sad
Game
part.
facts.
There's always those as well, but that still isn't going to make the game easier for you, because the monsters that you hunt are very difficult, and the items that you get from the monsters to give you better equipment help you only marginally. What really helps you in this series is your skill. The more you play, the better you get, and that's what I love about it so much. Not only the fact that you can get these cool monster parts from hunting these monsters and like carving out different parts of the body, but it's also like wearing their armor, getting these buffs, and just like your efforts are rewarded for fighting these things, and defeating them. But yeah, I mean that's
sort of like how an actual video game should be.
Your efforts
construed, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
right?
and there's a really great sense of satisfaction from accomplishing these massive boss fights. But yeah, there's a lot of prep time involved. Like you can go into different stages and collect different equipment or different items to make like bombs and traps and things like that. You can set bait.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of like the really big appeals to me in this series.
So what's going to make this new Monster Hunter coming out in early 2018? The best Monster Hunter.
Well, I think it's just the accessibility for everybody. Monster Hunter hasn't really seen a console release since the Wii U.
Since the last millennium, or what?
No, it was the Wii U with Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and the Wii U wasn't. Like, not a lot of people like bought the Wii U, but with systems like PS4, Xbox One, and PC, I think that this will capture a larger audience and more people will be able to play together and realize just how awesome this series can be. Because not a lot of people wanted to buy Wii U's just to play Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
We use almost like a flash in the pan,
It is. I mean, I personally enjoyed it, but not a lot of people played.
Not when you had higher performance machines like PS4 and Xbox.
Exactly. Nintendo was kind of behind in the game during that little segment.
Well, it sounds really good, man.
I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, you guys try it out too.
Hopefully it's multiplayer or something.
I just saw a trailer right now. It looks really cool.
That is the heart and soul of Monster Hunter, and it will be multiplayer. Now, whether or not it's a massive open world multiplayer, that's to be determined. But
it feels like it's heavily implied with the name world. But it feels more or less it's like, hey, we're just gonna make Monster Hunter World. Here's this giant world for you to explore your own. Kind of like let's imagine it feels like Xenogears without the multiplayer aspect. You know what I mean?
Well, I know this much. The idea behind it is they're going to like Monster Hunter was always a game where they threw you into a section and like let's say like a desert or a jungle or a forest or something like that, and these stages were segmented off as like 1, 2, 3, 4, and like each of these little segments.
Or like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, like where there's just like different small like little mini locations within this massive location, and the idea was you have to run through these different segments to find whatever target monster that you're looking for. With Monster Hunter World, you're no longer restricted to these segments. The stage that they set you in is open without any load screens, without nothing segmented off. They drop you off in this forest area, this desert area, this swamp area, this jungle area, and you're free to explore this entire region.
This is the new game, right?
This is with Monster Hunter World. You're free to explore this entire region without these segments, without it like having being like limited by these load times and everything like that. And you can do it with up to 4 friends. And that's kind of that's what Monster Hunter has kind of always been about, was hunting with friends. There is a really cool single player aspect to it where the monsters are scaled down, but when you play in the multiplayer mode, the monsters get buffed up, and it's about you and 3 other buddies fighting these huge monsters. One of you is setting bombs, one of you is setting traps, one of you is the melee guy, and one of you is the support guy or the ranged person. And you're trying to take down this massive monster. And this isn't a walk in the park. You all have to pull together with teamwork, and I think that's really the heart and soul of what this series is, and I really hope that a lot more people
now
check
I
it
want
out.
to play this game.
It's
I
fun.
don't even know anything about it.
It's really cool, and the difficulty will, kind of push some people away, but I think that.
Well, I think it's for the patient, the gamer, or the
It
hardcore
is.
gamer.
It definitely is.
Hear that, kids? Hardcore gamers.
And I don't even want to compare it to something like Dark Souls, where the gimmick is being difficult and pulling out surprises. With Monster Hunter, with enough patience, it can be as difficult or as hard as you want it to be. So yeah, check it out.
Cool.
Monster Hunter World, and they Sony opened with it, so I was really happy about that.
Dude, that's awesome, man. We're gonna cash that Sony paycheck a little later, right?
yeah.
No, that's really good breakdown, Louis.
Yeah.
I now I know more about Monster Hunter than I did prior to this recording.
Yep. What stuck out to you guys for Sony's
Daniel?
conference?
Still, the Spider-Man one did.
Spider Blood,
That was
Spider Mites,
the most interesting one I saw.
radioactive Spider-Man.
But it's kind of hard to, because all the superhero games are really hard to do. Really hard to make people get pleased about them. Because honestly, it's like, let's say for instance they made a new Superman one right now, right?
Yeah.
It'd be so hard to make it a good game where, oh yeah, how are you going to make?
It's still trying to recover from Superman 64, and that's a long ways, dude. That's
But the thing is, like for a Superman game, right? It's like how do you make where's the challenge in making Superman, hard to
he's
play?
invincible.
Well, that's the thing though. How do you make it a challenge without making it look like a total cop out? That's the one thing. Cause
Well, I mean, I think one cool thing. Well, that's getting off topic, but really quickly though, it's the hardest thing for Superman is to save everybody.
yeah,
So that could be the challenge right there.
But they already did that angle where
Yeah.
the city has health.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man for
Are we
PS4.
talking about Superman Returns for the
It might have been.
for the PS2 and Xbox One?
I think so. The one where the city had health, you had to save the city.
Yeah, that was the game that was based off of the Brandon Routh movie, but it had Metallo in it.
The bullet in the eye thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I didn't even know that. Dude. I didn't know that they made another Superman game because the funk and the stink of the 64 version was still in my mouth.
Yeah, they've made a couple. They made the Man of Steel for the Xbox One, which came before that. But going back to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
It looks like a ride. I hate to say it, but it looked like a ride. I saw the trailer or like the little snippet they had, and dude, I was just like, holy! I'm afraid of heights myself, but
Yeah.
I felt it. I felt like I was high up there, and it looked really fun.
Yeah, it looked like a it looked kind of like an Arkham game, but with Spider-Man aspects to it. And I know that they've done that before in the past with the Amazing Spider-Man for the PS. I believe it was the PS3, and then later on the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
The one that was based off of the Andrew Garfield movies.
Mm-hmm.
This game looks like a lot of fun. It looks like it's a callback to one of my favorite Spider-Man games of all time, Spider-Man 2. That
For the Super Nintendo?
no. For the GameCube and the PS2.
Oh, okay.
That was hands down my favorite Spider-Man
for a
game.
second, I think it's like a callback to your to the cartoon.
No, nothing like that. Yeah, what do you think, Daniel?
I mean, it looked cool. I mean, I probably won't ever play it, but looking at what I saw, I was like, I can really appreciate what they're trying to do with it this time because, I mean, the QuickTime events of it are actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
They don't seem so ham-fisted.
Yeah.
They seem more interactive than usual. And plus, you can see really what's going on is really clear, and you can really see what's going on. I mean, a lot of QuickTime events, they're usually just a button it's just like the actual button that you see that you need to press.
Yeah.
This one has like a big ass indicator. You're looking at, okay, shit, now I gotta press that button.
Yeah.
It's a lot more. It's not that it's supposed to be easier like that, but it's just it helps you see because obviously when you're watching a cinematic, you're not really paying attention as much. Good example is like Metal Gear Solid 4. Like you had a little prompts to press, but you're not even paying attention at the time. You're invested in what's going on.
And then you're missing it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Either way, those QuickTime events in Metal Gear 4 aren't necessarily important because it's just flashbacks.
Yeah.
But like, that was just a good example for that.
Excuse me.
But I mean, other than that, the game looked pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of what I wish a movie was like. Because I mean, all the like honestly, I like the movie. I like the one was the recent one, the Andy Garfield. That's like one of like it was actually pretty good. It just sucks I had to stop and redo it again for Marvel. And go even younger. I just like I want a goddamn scientist, college student, Peter Parker.
Yeah.
No, I could not agree with you more.
And then I want Brock Lesnar to play Eddie Brock.
Oh yeah, dude. not because they share the same name, but because they do. But
if Brock Lesnar wore a Venom suit, he would look like the cartoon Venom.
Well, now we have Tom Hardy, and I'm okay with that.
Bane, pretty much.
Because
But that's gonna be good. That's gonna be really good.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it looks really fun. It looks really fun, and I think it showed like a good example of like like the swing mechanics, the combat mechanics.
The wall running is pretty cool.
A lot of the cool like QTE. What was that last one, Daniel?
Oh, the wall running.
The wall
just
running
makes it more practical because in video games, if you try to swing, I'm pretty sure back with living technology back then, I'm gonna swing against the wall. And I'm just swinging at the wall, but I'm still using forward momentum instead of just let me clean the wall and running it and swing against somebody.
Here's my take on the game. It looks beautiful. It looks like I said, a ride. But at the same time, though, I feel like it looks too much. It's going to play too much like a ride. I think a lot of it is no skill involved. I think it's more like shoot your web, get to this point, knock out some thugs. Then do this and that, right? And and that's cool. And I can understand that some people just want that from a video game. But dude, I wouldn't feel accomplished by I'm gonna press this button and it's just gonna do everything for me. You said I'm being very general there. But like for example, let's go back to the NES Batman game, the very first one that came out.
Yeah.
Remember the wall jumping? Back and forth. As a kid, I always felt accomplished when I was able to do the whole thing. I was like, oh my god, I'm controlling it. Whereas if that game came out today, wall jump, okay, I'll tap a button and it'll do it for me, or I'll just use a freaking bat gun.
Or even something like a Super Metroid.
That's a weird. Oh yeah, I'm about to say that.
Super Metroid.
That's a better example than Megan or the Batman one because
I just say Batman because we're on superheroes right now. So.
But if you want to have something that you really do feel accomplished with wall jumping, the Super Metroid, Zero Mission, and Fusion are probably the ones where like, well, this is actually some skill.
To
wall jump because you need to actually do input commands instead of just press against the wall and jump. Because it was kind of latch. The NES one's more latch on.
Well, with the NES game in Batman, all you had to do was really press the jump button, and then he would bound off of the wall.
But to bring it back, to be honest, that's actually for what NES did and what that company did. I forgot what it was.
Sunsoft.
To do that though back then, that shit was cool.
But see, the thing is,
but now technology is kind of like
you had to perform it. You had to perform the movie.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like it's unfair to judge the game right now since we're only seeing it. But there's other games just like it where it was just like, press a button and they'll do it for you, or move to the left and they'll do it for you.
Yeah.
And I mean, and again, the video games now is a wide general audience, is no longer situated around hardcore gamers, so I can understand why they're doing it.
When does it stop becoming a game and more like a movie?
It's like Daniel said. It's like I'd rather watch this. I'd rather watch you, Lewis, play this and watch him play his movie.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely looks better than the latest movie.
But so that's the Spider-Man for Sony.
That was pretty cool for that. I mean, another thing that Sony brought out, which I thought was kind of dumb. I mean, I'm probably in the minority of this, but honestly, when they showed all the VR stuff, I was really annoyed. Two of the games didn't even look like they had VR. I don't know what the VR portion of it was.
I feel like Sony needed to.
They just need to do it because they have it.
Yeah.
If they, because I guess Morpheus is still a thing. That's a product name, the early one. What's it called now? I forget. Just PlayStation VR? No, just PlayStation VR.
So that's it's PSVR games.
Yeah.
Skyrim is going to be one of them. Bravo Team.
Skyrim.
Star Child.
That looked horrible.
And
I don't know.
And a Final Fantasy fishing game.
The only one that looked cool, that was even. Game. Oh my god, that fan service game. Anyways, the only one that actually looked cool was that one with the mouse. I forgot the name of it. I think it was Moss or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Based on the comic,
yeah.
or?
But
No, not that.
Oh, Moss. Yeah, here it is, Moss.
the character design for him is cool, but honestly, I don't know what the VR portion of the game is at all.
Well, you had to chase it, you know?
Chase what, the mouse?
The mouse.
No, the mouse is a character. You're kind of helping out, but there's real.
I don't know.
They didn't show me what's VR about it. Same with the Star Shells. I don't know what the hell's VR about it. It's just a side-scrolling game. It's like, what? I'm gonna play fucking.
Maybe it's a gimmick, you know?
What, the Wario Virtual Boy game?
Yeah.
That's just side-scrolling on a fucking red screen.
Yeah.
You know, and,
But
well, I agree. You know, I agree with your sentiments, but you know, let's get real here. This is like the beginning of VR. You know, they're going to come out with crappy games.
well, when you're gonna come up with a game that's not a VR game, then what the hell? I understand that we're making a VR game.
Well, look at this fishing one. I'm looking at the video right now. It's just like, hey man, hanging out with the dudes from Final Fantasy.
It's Sega Bass Fishing
15.
with Final Fantasy 15 characters.
Yeah. Maybe you know someone doesn't have any friends and they want to go fishing. You know?
With their 4 buddies.
With their 4 buddies.
That game.
Bishonen number 1, Bishonen number 2, Bishonen number 3.
To be honest, though, that game's probably gonna
B1, B2, B3.
It's gonna be like $10 on the PlayStation Store.
$10.
I hope it is.
You know, yeah, because for the type of shallow game it seems like it better be cheap.
Well, some people don't have a pond to go fishing. So,
Well,
you know, inner city kids.
Yeah, I'd rather play a realistic fishing game than just one in a setting of Final Fantasy.
Dude, this is a total fanboy or fangirl game.
It's a fan service game.
Fan service game.
Okay, fan service.
Anyways, but the other one.
Look, they're even eating working ribs.
Yes, I can see. I seen it, man.
Okay.
But don't. That's not helping you. That's not helping the case of it being a VR game.
I'm just being optimistic about it.
Well, that's great. You know what? It doesn't matter because honestly, it's all shoddy. I'm waiting until they actually make a VR game where they actually don't make it look like you're a baby giraffe moving your hands around. Because
well, maybe I want to play the dinosaurs game.
Well, considering how the Skyrim one, I like the idea of it, but honestly, it just seems so disconnected from what you're doing. It's just like make it smoother. Get rid of that jitter. You know they could do that. They could get rid of the actual full jitter. It could make it more smoother. There was also the gun one. I forgot what it's called. I think the Bravo Team. It's like, come on, man. It's just a car mechanic game. You start shooting, but it doesn't really feel like you're shooting. You just have a gun on the side. You're like, oh, let me move my arms and shoot. There's no real. It doesn't feel like a tactical game.
Like actually doing the motions of.
I don't know. I still think it's a fad, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere since in a couple of years. I mean, motion controls kind of went out the window.
Hey, you know,
I think at the end of the day,
fad starts. You know, it's not even a fad. I think shit like this has to start somewhere.
It did. Vaporware did it.
I really think at the end of the day,
it was a fad back then, and it's still a fad now.
It is, but I think it's going to die off because I think at the end of the day, people just want a video game. I think they want a controller, and I think they want to look at a TV screen. I don't think they need.
Hey, you know what? I'm fine with just wearing it on my face, but you give me a controller to play with.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be an immersive event or feeling game. I just want to just put it on my face.
Yeah,
I just think I don't think the technology is there. I just don't think the
creativity's there.
Yeah. There's still a lot of trial and error involved. They got to get it right. Because eventually it's all going to be virtual reality. None of this console stuff. We're going to be 80 years old, looking on our little beds in retirement homes, playing these games. It's reality.
By then we'll have holodecks.
Oh yeah.
By then we'll have holodecks.
Yeah, it's catch your veins.
So,
but that's the one thing about the whole E3 presentation. I really didn't like the VR thing. Mm-hmm. Then again, I'm kind of glad Xbox didn't do that or Microsoft didn't do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's get into something more intensive here. What about MVC Infinite?
Retread of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I know a lot of people are going to be split on this. I saw the trailer. I liked it, just because of the sheer fact that it was Marvel vs. Capcom. I like the idea of the story being a little bit more immersed now.
You mean actually having one?
Actually having a story mode. I know that MVC3...
Fighting game story modes? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it
wasn't for Mortal Kombat starting the trend.
Yeah, you're right.
And then you have Injustice 1 and now 2.
I don't see that in Street Fighter 5.
To a lesser degree, Street Fighter 2. I mean, that had somewhat of a story mode.
Yeah.
So did Street Fighter 3 Alpha.
No, yeah,
Alpha
I agree.
3.
I agree. My sarcastic statement was for games that are out today, fighting games that are out nowadays.
Yeah.
Sans Mortal Kombat, 10.
Yeah.
But no, I the thing is, Marvel versus Capcom, right? Marvel characters, Marvel comic characters versus Capcom, games. Why? I understand 3D is easy to work with, but for me, love it so much if it was still a 2D sprite game, comic book style.
A 2D sprite game.
That's kind of what the look they wanted to go with the third game. That's why it looks really dark and it has like a lot of sharp shadows. It looks almost like a comic book, but
it looks like a modern day comic book. It doesn't look like a comic from the 90s or the 80s.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's the way they did it there. But at least you can see where they're trying to go with. Mm-hmm. I mean, now it's just cell shaded and how bright, like it did, like a Marvel movie is now.
Yes, yeah. So it's very vibrant. Kind of catch your attention.
Well, I mean, even Marvel's Capcom 2 and 1 and Street Fighter vs. Capcom and all those crossover games, they're all pretty much the same still.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, regardless of the game, I don't think we're going to see our favorite characters in it.
No.
What's your favorite character?
Well, we're not going to see people like Gambit or Rogue. We're not going to see Sentinel, or are we?
Well, nothing's been announced yet, but I think
Venom is Venom going to be Iceman? Cyclops.
There's a possibility. There's a possibility that Venom could be in the game simply because of the Sony and Marvel.
Nothing's stopping them from adding him later.
Yeah, but there's Wolverine. I feel like Wolverine's going to be the only X-Men.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you look at the way of how the comics are going right now, I mean, you don't see a whole lot of X-Men in the spotlight. You see a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy. You see a lot of Captain Marvel.
It's still Fox related though. That's why, right?
Well, yes. I mean, I'm sure that's a huge part of it. I know that
back then it didn't matter with MVC too. I mean, it wasn't. You just had it. Well, it was just a cartoon.
It was Marvel. It was just whatever was deemed Marvel was thrown in there. It didn't matter whether or not it was.
Doctor Doom.
I feel it's just getting all the rights now. It's kind of a nightmare.
It's making it so Marvel's putting a lot of, or I should say Marvel Studios is putting a lot of money into these characters, and so they want to have these characters in the spotlight. Rocket Raccoon,
of course him,
Gamora, Groot, which all show up in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
I mean, in the trailer they kind of showed them the most, especially at the very end. Like they showed Rocket Raccoon, and then they showed Gamora for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, the thing that sucks though is that you have Marvel calling all the shots in regards to casting, right?
Yeah.
So we're never going to see people like obscure characters like Spiral, or Marrow, or stuff, Shumagora.
But you'll see Howard the Duck, I'm sure.
No.
Yeah, I guess so.
He showed up in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, so I'm sure we'll see. We'll see characters like Howard the Duck. I'm not saying.
Well, we're gonna see when there's, I guess, an actual is a character list, because right now we're just basing it on assumptions.
Sure.
I mean, you never know. They could. I mean, just they brought back Thanos of all things. I mean, granted,
Thanos is very relevant.
Well, obviously,
it's going to be relevant.
But
he's going to be the biggest superhero next year.
Yeah, but they didn't think about putting him in number 3. I mean, it was still relevant. That Marvel Cinematic Universe is going on at that time, and Thanos was a thing still.
I think.
So,
well, it's like, come on.
It seems like
what if a Deadpool was in this game?
Yeah, you could totally pull it off.
I'm sure Deadpool will be DLC.
Yeah, but no.
Well, you're right. He probably will be DLC.
You can put
like a $60 DLC.
But the thing, you can put him in there. You don't have to make him,
Cable.
Stuff is, Cable is one where I would like to see again. I just don't know if people want to see.
But I just feel like I feel like Marvel's going to be spiteful. Be like, no. We only want MCU characters in this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, would Capcom or Marvel want to go out of the way to ask Fox, hey, can we borrow Cable? Can we borrow Bishop?
No,
can we borrow Gambit? Can we borrow Magneto?
That's not going to happen, though.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's not. But I'm saying it's the hardest thing to pull off. You can't just go, hey, that's why most of the characters might even show up.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
You know what? Instead of MVC, it should just be Capcom Fighting All-Stars.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd buy that.
Another thing, I know we were just griping on like Marvel characters, but like, what about Capcom ones? I mean, there's a lot to choose from in that. I mean, this is the first time you'd have X in a fighting game. Mm-hmm. You always had Mega Man, never X, unless you time where he transformed, I guess. But
Yeah.
Well, I hope they had the main character from Mercs in it. That'd be awesome.
yeah, I mean, that's hard to pull off.
That's wishful thinking.
But it's cool they had Zero in there, and it's not the
Arthur.
new Zero. It's the
Arthur
old
was
school
in there.
Zero.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was cool. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I think they have his moveset from Tatsunoko versus Capcom,
Mm-hmm.
which was brought into MVC3, and they can just put him in this game without doing much work. And that was the other thing that I kind of noticed about the game is, it felt like I was just watching Marvel vs. Capcom 3.5, and not really a new MVC game. A lot of the characters had similar move sets. I know some moves were taken away and some were buffed.
Yeah.
But it just it feels like too much of a retread for me.
Well, just wait till. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an annual game now at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It has a Megan Sword already, and we could always have new characters. You always reapply old characters, reapply new characters from Marvel Universe back and forth into a new Marvelverse, whatever, Infinite or. So I mean, we'll see where it even goes. Right now, it just feels like one of those games that kind of lost its luster. It used to be because I feel the same way. Like when people talk about Diablo, people like Diablo 2 hella.
Yeah.
But people want that MVC 2 hype. They're all, I want the old school combos, infinite combos, all my shit. They want that game, but you can't get it anymore. You can't make it anymore. You can't have that same magic. You're never gonna have that magic again. Mm-hmm. And same with Diablo 2. Just a new way to design games too. So and then the licensing landscape changed big time. So it's one of those things where you just can't even do it anymore.
Yeah.
So I mean, we can grab it all day, but it's just one of those things where.
It's not 1999 anymore, basically.
Yeah, you will always have. I mean, this is the same thing that I say about, like when I see these Marvel movies and I see the way of how Marvel Comics is going right now.
Yeah.
I get upset by it, but at the same time, it'll never. I can complain about MVC Infinite till the cows come home, but I will always have those games. I'll always have Marvel vs. Capcom one. I know they re-released it on the virtual console.
You can always go back. That's the thing.
You always have those games.
Those
I can always play MVC 2. I mean, that's a little harder to find, but you can always if you have it.
Dreamcast Simulator, you're set.
Yeah. In many ways, you can also play it. There's still arcades out there that you can play it with.
You have to look for them.
Yeah,
they're there.
There are ways to get it, but I mean,
Golfland.
It's never going to take away never going to take away the memories, and it's never going to take away, what made those games so special.
Yeah.
It's simply a new and different sort of a game. Will I buy it? I'll have to wait and see. It doesn't really look appealing to me right now. But, I mean, more power to you if you do enjoy those games, if you are hyped about it, and I completely support whoever.
And I agree, too. What I say is just obviously opinion. But if you guys are hyped up for it, it's something you really want to do, like Lewis says, more power to you. Have fun. Have at it.
Just personally, it does.
Enjoy playing those characters.
Yeah, exactly. It just kind of feels like a retread. And to just touch on that slightly a little bit more, the voice acting definitely doesn't feel as powerful in this game that it has.
It's not even that it's powerful. All that voice acting is really phoned in.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like.
It feels a little muted, right?
But then again, I don't know if that's supposed to be the Capcom campiness, or if that's how it's really supposed to be like. Because honestly, we've seen this kind of voice acting and this type of mocap CG in other games. Or Resident Evil 1, like I said before.
But those were very obviously meant to be cheesy. Like the game like this, it kind of looks like they're going for
realism,
or it feels like they're going for a big budget story. Like you have Sigma and Ultron teaming up. You have Thanos. It feels like they are going for a really cool.
No, the story's cool. I like the idea of Sigma's the ultimate bad guy and or Ultron. But it's the way they're going to convey it is what's the problem.
Yeah,
and that's why I don't know if I should believe that as the Capcom campiness or that's just really them rushing it out the door.
I feel like it's rushed. I feel like it's being rushed. That's when I heard the voice acting from MVC3 and that was it was really good. Doctor Strange. I'm not sure if it's the same guy, but I know the Doctor Strange in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 sounded really cool, and they sounded like like a lot of his lines were like
Cumberbatch cool or Cumberbatch cool?
Oh,
Or a Hyper Viper beam.
better than Cumberbatch.
What?
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah, you'd have to actually go back and watch the MVC.
I guess it's up there with Stars and Stripes.
Doctor Strange trailer.
Torpedo Claw.
You know what? Yeah, I don't think Captain America sounds as cool either. I don't think any of them.
I'm sorry, you can't pass up the Capcom like our MVC2 voice acting back then. That was just top tier.
It was.
And really over the top of grandiose, which is great.
Yeah.
Well,
but
moving on though.
speaking of awesome fighters,
Captain America was very pretty.
DBZ.
now that's a fighter done right. I feel like
Well, done right based on what you're seeing already, right?
yeah. It's I feel like
Bold
they
words.
they showed up MVC Infinite with this one. I mean, it's the same people that made Guilty Gear Xrd, which was a really beautiful 2.5D game, and it's all sprite based. It's all sprite based.
No, actually, it's just a way it is in Zerd, where it's not really sprite based. It's just it's 3D, but in a 2D plane, it looks like it's 2D.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's just really well done. But that still looks great. But to be honest, though, as it being I don't know, I think it's gonna be a flash in the pan. It looks cool and all, but I don't think it's just gonna be one of those games that are come and go, like all the other DBZ games.
Sure.
Like Xenoverse, that's a whole different, separate type of game. There was Budokai, there was Tenkaichi.
Yeah.
There was Super Dragonball Z, which was I think it was Super Dragonball Z, the one that came on PS2 a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I want to see it, real people play it, and not just like someone just showing it off the demo.
Yeah.
Or at least I want to see them high level play. Maybe I can see. Maybe if it looks like the anime, I might be interested. But if it's not, then it's like whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know what? On the other hand, I think it's pretty cool to actually have a legitimate DBZ game.
We don't even know that yet. That's the thing. I mean,
come on. There's was there ever one prior to this?
Oh, what like a real
fighting game?
because
if any IP deserves a fighting game, it's Dragon Ball.
Well, that's mostly what the Dragon Ball games were. Were just mainly fighting games.
We were like faulty in their own right. Like Budokai, for instance, that was a cool game, but it still had a lot of things left up a chance.
Yeah.
So it's not really like a true fighting game. Like I said, I still wish I played the super one. The one was supposed to be almost loosely based on like how it's supposed to be a Capcom game, right? But
yeah.
Never got around to playing that one. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. We'll see. I just want to see how it is because.
Well, maybe the day it comes out, we'll discuss it more.
Yeah. I don't know. I always enjoy the little spin-offs. One of the most recent ones that came out was Dragon Ball Fusions, RPG game, and that was really fun. It's kind of a semi-turn-based game set in a world where like you create your own character. And you go and
what?
Yeah,
we're talking about Sonic now. Or?
No. And we'll go more into that later. But it's set in a world with all the Dragon Ball characters, and you gather up your team, and you just it's like a
tactics RPG.
Right? Kind of like a tactics RPG with different elements. Like you can knock your opponent out of the ring, and when you do that, then your turn resets.
Yeah, I think you showed me that.
I
recall. It was actually kind of neat.
It's a really fun game. And is a nice breath of fresh air away from the Dragon Ball fighting games.
True.
Shadow of the Colossus. I wanted to briefly touch on that.
A remake or what?
Yeah, it's not a remake. It's
just a revisit.
Yeah, it's a revisit with HD graphics for the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
They made one for the
shit's just still stroking itself. I'm sorry.
It totally is, but I'm gonna buy into this one because when the game first came out, it was really cool to look at and it was really cool to play. Yeah. The idea of climbing up on these monsters and like stabbing the weak points and everything like that. It was before I played Monster Hunter, this was like the game that I really enjoyed, just like the whole boss hunting aspect of
I think it was one of the first that you even have something like that, right? Because it was all just a boss run game when it came out, and that was like the only one that actually did something like that.
It was the only one that at the time that a large portion of the American audience really paid attention to. I'm not sure if it came out before or after Monster Hunter, but I know it was around the same time. I think it may have even come out maybe a little after. I'm not completely sure. We'll look into
I
that.
feel like it came out long before Monster Hunter. Because Monster Hunter, I remember I was like already on playing a PS2, and then the other one probably came out way sooner than that. But then again, it's totally different company, so I thought, it's not like Capcom making now, or whatever.
But anyways, I like how I like that they're bringing it to PS4 to kind of
do it again.
To do it again, but to get newer audiences into it, because not a lot of people really play their PS3 or even have a
my biggest problem though with the whole thing though is like how much of an impact. I mean, granted, it's people that already have there's already a fan base for it. People like this game, whatever, right? I mean, but now in an era where almost every game has to have something huge in it, that's like a super grandiose boss or a monster of some sort, it gets really tiring already. Like, I get it, it's huge, cool. I mean, it's kind of overdone now. I mean, I don't know.
I guess so. I mean, I think that's how you perceive it. But like Lois said, there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna want to play this.
Well, yeah, I already established it. There's gonna be that fan base, but it's just a tired thing already. I mean, it was cool back then because I was like one of its kind. Now you got like a great like the Xenogears 2 or whatever, the new one. It was like, hey, look at me, big things in the sky, cool. It was like, but that's all they've been showing in the damn trailer.
But there's nothing. Well, I mean, there's nothing quite like Shadow of the Colossus. I mean, yeah, with Xenogears, you have like these huge bosses that you fight, but I mean, there's more to it than just that. Like you can explore this open world. I think Shadow of the Colossus is more limited, and I think the showcase of that game are the monsters that you fight, or was it Xenoblade Chronicles?
That's what it was, yeah.
It's like you fight smaller enemies and larger enemies. You go to these separate worlds. You go to these different worlds. You talk to NPCs, stuff like that. Whereas Shadow of the Colossus is you're alone. You're by yourself. It's you and your horse, and you're just traveling from place to place, fighting these huge monsters. And you're climbing on them, kind of like a
rock climbing.
Yeah, well, like that kind of Gulliver's Travel, but only.
Oh yeah.
You're the only person fighting the giant.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I don't know. I dig it. I like it.
Cool. Well,
and to have that like with PS4 graphics, I think it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what else did Sony talk about?
We had some, of course, can't do this without a God of War. God of War looks really cool.
God of War.
It looks like Logan, pretty much.
yeah, Logan with Kratos.
I mean, it's kind of neat. I mean, I only remember the first two and stuff like that. Obviously, typical action game, actually pretty good with combos and whatnot.
Sure.
Leveling up and buying better skills and whatever, better combos. But it's kind of weird though. I mean, I don't know what happened, but to see Kratos now where he just has an axe and a shield, but it's kind of interesting that they went out of the way to make a new type of play style, while still a combo heavy game looking like.
Yeah. But
you have just a typical axe and a shield. Like that's kind of cool. It's just they're just being really creative with what they have. It's not like now he has. Well, remember he had those fists in the PS3 one.
Yeah, the gauntlets.
And then prior to that was just like the 2 chain thing. So I mean, granted, I bet you get some back later, but
yeah.
I mean, it looks pretty neat. But to be honest, it looks more of a story about Kratos in general than it is about anything else, which is kind of cool.
The narrative does look pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess in that particular case, Logan kind of also reminds me of The Last of Us.
Yeah. Well, I gotta admit though,
with a younger person kind of traveling around.
Yeah, but I gotta admit though that trailer actually made it really sold the game well. Not to say for me to want to play it, but just watching the trailer, whoever made that trailer did a really good job to pull some emotion out of it. Because honestly, I was hyped up for the character at the end of the day. I was like, damn, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like, look at what this guy's doing. They really showed you what this game's about or who's it about, instead of just like, hey, check out these graphics guys. Mind you, they kind of did the thing again about a giant ass monster, the giant snake thing. Like, great, another big thing that's overly done.
Yeah, but, well, it's part of the gimmick of the God of War games.
Yeah, they had like the Titans in the second one, I want to say. And
yeah, it was
Zeus.
part 2.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, other than that,
Well, who doesn't want to fight
gods?
big, monsters and gods and everything like that? That's always cool.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
Is that all it?
I don't know.
Those
What
were
else did
pretty
Sony come out with?
we have Kingdom Hearts 3.
When's that game coming out?
Summer of
22?
36.
36.
They're still gonna make Kingdom Hearts
Alright,
2 and 63 and 64th or whatever. Because honestly, they've been making how many games have they made since Kingdom Hearts 2 before 3?
How many games or how many Kingdom Hearts games?
How many Kingdom Hearts games, which is still a lot.
How many are there?
Since 2?
Yeah.
Oh,
Leading
man.
up to 3 because they said, "Oh, we're not gonna make it 3, guys."
Now, are we talking about remakes or just like
Everything,
There's remakes too?
everything,
Oh, yeah.
everything Kingdom Hearts related up until
So
third
he
one.
says.
I'm too lazy to look them up, but I'm gonna say over
Just give us a big number.
well over 5.
Well over 5.
Well over 5.
Because I honestly I do love the franchise.
The franchise,
I played the
yeah.
first one. I played the first one since.
Well, yeah, the idea of Square and Square Enix and Disney joining together for an extremely complicated story is still pretty cool to me. I dig it. I like it. And that's only because of the Disney characters and the Square characters, which I guess is the appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, look. I mean, there's a list right here. So it goes Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories. This is from our first one. Chain of Memories. Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts Decoded. Kingdom Hearts 356 2 Days.
Yeah, which were both DS
Kingdom
games.
Hearts Birth by Sleep.
PSP.
Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance.
3DS.
Kingdom Hearts X. Kingdom Hearts
Cell
Unchained
phone
X.
game.
That was an international port. I can't really count that, I guess. Just X. And now we have 3. Mind you, how many was that? So you got maybe plus 5 before 3.
Yeah.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, I mean
And that is not including remasters.
yeah, but that's what makes it laugh about
And
it because-
remasters of remasters.
Yeah, well, that's what makes it laugh about the series is just like, dude, come on, I just give you number 3 already. Number 1 was good. Number 2 was meh, a little easy, but I like the story.
Yeah.
Because where else would you see Mickey Mouse get hella pissed off because Goofy almost died?
Yes. Yeah.
That was like the coolest point.
That was a cool scene.
Seeing Disney characters.
Last
have
time I
emotion.
saw that was in Fantasia, and that was back in 1980 or.
But I mean,
Yeah.
to see him visibly get mad and Otto like, oh, and like the scene where Goofy got hit in the head and he just clenched his sword, like, oh, that's
Yeah.
it.
No, that was
Come
powerful.
on.
That was my
It's
best
like, talk
friend.
to him, Mickey, and like,
Show him what's up.
I was like, dude, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
But too bad the game was so easy, simple. The gummy ship was kind of meh. The first one was still like the best Kingdom Hearts game I ever played. But
Well, it had a nice mixture of I should say rather not a nice mixture, but it had more of a challenge.
Yeah.
It felt Kingdom Hearts 2 always felt like a Dynasty Warriors game where it was like kind of jump in, hack and slash.
press triangle to win.
Yeah. Press triangle to do like a special move,
Yeah.
like a roll an enemy up into a ball and bat them away like a baseball bat, whatever,
Yeah.
and then they're defeated. I mean, I think that was more to showcase like how powerful Sora was.
Yes.
You
could do that just by playing the game.
Yeah,
It's like, you don't
I-
have to show me press triangle to show his true strength.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, guys.
Yeah,
But see, that's why I hope in number 3, I mean, when we saw like the guy, he was literally found with that shield, aka looked like a keyring.
Yeah.
But number 3, it looks cool. I really hope that, the one grabs about is like they already went through this many games without making a Final Fantasy type of setting, like a world. Like I want to go visit Midgard, or I want to go to Xanarkand or something.
Yes, yeah,
Maybe
that
something
would-
like that. That would be cool. But no, it's like let's all Disney. Whatever. There's plenty of Disney worlds, I guess. But
Well, that's what people want.
people, I mean, that seems like that's what the game creator.
Oh, I'm sorry, gamers, because people and gamers are two different.
Well, the thing is, like, when you have
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 1, like, they didn't even do anything Final Fantasy related. It was
Yeah.
just like that one hub town. But it wasn't like a, hey, let's go to all these Disney worlds. Hey, let's go to this Final Fantasy world. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And see how those Disney characters interact in that world.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy. But number 3, for instance, I bet you it's going to be a fun game. I really hope so. The only thing that's going to bug me out is the fact that I bet you Cloud and Sephiroth are going to make another appearance and make it their game for like 30 minutes. And then they're going to leave with like no outro.
No more resolve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That was it number 2 or number?
it was number 2.
Yeah,
It was number 2. Yeah, It was.
They just rolled up and just took the game away from me. I'm like, guys, this is more important now. Sephiroth's here. Okay, Cloud, let me go buy Advent Shoulder really quick because you have that wing on your shoulder. I see you're here for marketing purposes. Thank you. Stop. You know it's true. Come on.
It was. No, it totally was.
All that one wing Cloud crap didn't have it until Advent Shoulder. They showed it in. Oh, that's where it's from. Thanks a lot, Square Enix. Could just kept it simple. Put lock up Final Fantasy in the corner. Final Fantasy 7 in the corner. Just lock it up.
It was a side quest. You didn't have to beat it.
Hey, man.
It was its own thing.
I don't care. That thing was just
so
ham-fisted, dude.
And it was still one of the hardest bosses I've ever had to fight ever in my life.
He was actually no joke.
But next to the first Kingdom Hearts secret boss fight with Sephiroth.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
But number 3 might be really cool. I mean, hopefully they granted, it feels like I have to play all these other shitty games that I don't want to play just to
understand the chronology.
Yeah, because I just can't just go from 1, 2, and then 3. You know.
Well, the games are already kind of already complicated to understand as it is.
They're really convoluted and pretentious in a way.
Very. I've played through the main stories and some of the side stuff.
Yeah.
And let's just put it this way: even watching a really well done chronology of the videos, I'd have to rewatch those videos just to really understand the story and where it's going.
Yeah.
And I watched one last year to kind of prep me for
Prep you.
Get prepped for a video game. Huh?
I mean, if I'm playing a game, I want to enjoy the story.
No, I feel that.
As well as the gameplay.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did the same with Metal Gear Solid. I just watched all the movies up until the 5th one.
I want to be able to sit down and kind of recap.
Yeah.
But with the Kingdom Hearts series, it was one of the series where I've had to watch several times to just sit down and really enjoy and play and know who these characters are.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
because not everyone has played the recoded games or the what was it?
Most of them aren't they all in handheld though?
They're handheld. They were in their. I think that's the other.
Except the
offender.
Whatever. What was the half remix one for number 2 or whatever? It was like the remake or whatever. 2 point something.
2.8.
8.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. 2.8.
Yeah. No. Because they got to do 2.9 next.
Well,
after that 2.95.
So
yeah. Before 3 comes out.
And 2.8.
Number 3 is actually 3.0.
Was
Kingdom Hearts 2 3.0.
2.8 was. These guys are just hating on Kingdom Hearts today.
I'm not hating.
I like the story. It's just they're just.
I'm just saying. That's all.
No,
they're just way over the head.
It's true.
It's just a little too at the top.
Mm-hmm.
But here we go. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue.
Wait, I thought we were just joking about the 2.8.
Which was
it's real.
Which was a full $60 game.
60.
That they packaged in, and the game was only 3 hours. That they packaged in with.
It's funny they
that's
say
highway robbery
with an HD
gimmick
remaster of Dream Drop Distance. I'm sorry, So they packaged that in with Dream Drop Distance, and as well as another. It was the cinematics for the cell phone game that came out, which was apparently the prologue to
that game.
All of the Kingdom Hearts stories.
Oh, good Lord!
God. I'm sure you've heard this all before, but I mean, I guess my point is, I think that Square kind of shot themselves in the foot by putting all these games across all these platforms and made the story complicated. But
Nintendo almost did the same thing with Metroid, almost.
Oh boy, that's another discussion right there.
I don't think anything will ever be as bad as the Kingdom Hearts series. And
Definitely not. Because at least Metroid is it's just with the handheld twice.
Yeah.
And now it's back on a console.
Yeah.
So. Excuse me, Metroid 2 again,
But yeah, I don't know. I'm still excited for it. Obviously,
I am too.
The Disney and Square characters sell it for me. It has some pretty fun gameplay and
The
stories.
Japanese talking Disney characters got to be right there. That was pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah, Japanese James Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That has to be him. There's no other way. Dude.
Yeah.
That guy sounds too good to be not James Woods.
Yeah, he had that very suave, cool
Yeah.
like way of talking.
Well, he had his tone. It's like the way like that nasally, like
Yes.
whiny sound. Like, dude, that's him.
Well, let me talk to you for a minute. Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
That's
yeah. Yeah, I'm saying, and even Pete
Yeah.
sounded like the
Do you know? I just hope
the American voice actor.
As long as they have an option for Japanese or American English.
That'd be cool.
American English. What the fuck was I saying? I mean,
American
just
English?
There's no difference, my bad. Just English between the two, because that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Most games don't do that, but
Yeah,
that'd be neat.
Well, we'll see.
yeah. So,
And that's the thing. I don't even think that was even the presentation. That was released before E3 happened, or the day of E3 happening, the first day, right?
yeah, no, it didn't. It wasn't even in the Sony portion of it.
But yeah, but I think I think it covers most of it. I mean, we didn't even talk about Uncharted. But that's not really.
I mean,
interesting.
you know,
I mean, if you like Indiana Jones,
yeah, everyone knows Uncharted. Everyone, you know, like the fans of that series. You know, you're gonna play it if you've played the other ones. It looks good, but I mean, it's.
Well, I mean, I remember watching like the trailer initially. I think for the latest one.
Yeah.
It was waiting for E3, and I just saw it. I was like, dude, this is actually pretty cool. Like, if I just saw someone playing it and kind of knew what he was doing, this might be a really cool game to watch. Like, it's probably one of the coolest things to see because I mean, playing is it's just a typical shooting gallery. You can watch out for obstacles and shit.
Yeah.
The typical adventure game. But watching someone playing it looks like a good movie. That's what it looks like.
Mhm.
Like, that's not bad. I'm okay with that.
Coming to the theater near you.
I mean, you never know, actually.
Well, it is coming to a theater.
I hope to get Brendan Fraser to play or something.
No, they
Tom Cruise, right?
to go off on a small tangent. Nathan Drake is actually being played by Tom Holland, the current Spider-Man.
Almost. Wait, really?
The kid?
The
Yes.
kid?
Yes.
I don't know, but that's
Yes.
bad casting. I'm not going to be able to shake off the whole kid.
Sony casted
The actual movie, live action.
it's
going to have the kid.
the kid from Spider-Man. So
is it just like a prequel of the whole thing for him, or what? Like, is it how
I
it
think
started
this
out?
is. I think this is just Uncharted. I don't think.
I mean, I guess we have to see it. I mean, we'll maybe give you a flashback or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of. I mean, at least they're making a movie. I guess you can't really see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's not you, Bolver, directing it, we're good.
Oh boy.
But I mean, that's pretty much it. I think. Other than that,
I would watch that.
Yeah.
Uwe Boll,
Cool.
Uncharted.
Yeah, I'm just glad Sony did something good with those games. The best thing is that they had nothing Vita. Thank God. Vita's such garbage. Sorry, Lewis.
Oh boy.
And with that note, I think that's pretty good.
Oh, man.
That's going to be another heated discussion. So
Can of
I think
worms
we'll-
right here.
Yeah.
I don't even want to start because those things suck to work with.
Yeah. So.
Ah.
Anyways, this is Vaporware again. Feel
Yeah.
free to comment on what your favorite games were on E3.
Yeah, you know the deal.
What stuck out to you?
Yeah, and whether we're full of shit or not.
Oh, shit. Anyways,
Actually, no, I don't think so. Because I just took a number 2. No.
that's why it takes long. Anyways, I'm Daniel, of course.
Yes, and I'm Omero. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, and all that jazz.